ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Finish the Story. Happy Friday. I am your host, Keegan Ray. I'm joined here by my co-host, producer, and best friend, Mr. Trent Ludzak.
Oh, yeah.
To the #1 storytelling show in Marietta, Georgia.
Yep.
We did it, dude. We did the live show. What'd you think? What was your overall?
I had fun, man. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
We did some fun stand-up up front, and that went well.
Yeah.
They received... I was like a bump in the show almost, because I was doing the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
And... like Mello did a weird dark joke that was out of character for him before I went up to preface.
I think everybody was like, what
They're
was
like,
that?
why did he do that? And then I started and kind of got him on board with it a little more. And everybody had a great set.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good crowd. Yikes on the muffins. Sorry, guys.
Yikes.
It's like I almost wanted to start the episode and be like, have you or a loved one been personally victimized by a muffin?
Yeah, we didn't do that. We didn't mean to do that. I mean, really, I didn't do that.
I didn't even know. So I didn't know when I came back out. They were passing the muffins, and I'm like, that's not great. You know,
I'm what you call a witness.
Yeah. That's where I really think we have deniability because, yes, I did bring a Tupperware of muffins.
Yes.
And, yes, somebody did write, take one on top. I don't know who wrote that.
Well, that was from when you went to the church potluck and used that same container last week. And, you were like, you made some nice innocent muffins. For all of the nice old ladies.
Because at the end of the night, everybody had their own their own saga of their night.
Yeah.
How it ended up. Because that's what edibles do. It's a roll of the dice, especially if you're trying to party.
We all started the night fun, and then we went our separate ways.
I think that you can visibly see when the edibles hit me during my set.
It was hilarious. It was so pronounced that I bombed the first 40 seconds of my set, acknowledging that the last minute of your set, it was like watching a Rocky movie of a just edible slow punching Keegan out.
Dude,
it was crazy. Your last joke, you just fell apart.
I was getting grounded and pounded. No, I was not married to that bit either. I was like, I'm kind of over this. I'm kind of over that material anyway. But I was happy the banjo bit worked.
Yeah.
It was having a banjo shirt.
You were wearing a banjo shirt.
That helped. That's what I said. I was like,
it was a beautiful shirt.
That might not work as well anywhere else, but it worked that night with
that night.
Yeah.
I'll
probably clip that.
Because it was all people you knew. Except for two people.
Yeah, and they actually came up to me after the show.
Yeah, they liked it.
They loved it, and they took a bumper sticker, so they might be listening.
Oh man, if you're listening, we love you. I just remember
they hung out the whole time.
I said something about moonshine. We were talking about moonshine, and they got pretty excited about that. And I was like, "Oh yeah, they're here for the show."
Yeah.
Fun night.
They didn't leave. That's why, when we started the podcast, I was like, if they hated this, they would have left. They've sat through an hour of saying, you know what I mean? They've sat through this whole thing. They rocked with the dark jokes. They're here.
Yep.
They're here.
Yeah.
That was another thing. When we would do music, that was the thing. You would look out at the crowd and you're like,
they don't know what they're here. They don't know what's gonna happen.
We're about to do a hip hop show. There's these two old people in the front, and then every time you would get on stage and they would light a joint and start fucking dancing.
Bro.
And you're like, dude, I can't call it.
Every once in a while, that's the thing. There are those open-minded old people who are just I'm going to go to a show, see what the kids are doing, and I'm going to just have fun as much as I can.
That backfires, though.
It can backfire.
Okay, a couple
That's when they're not as open-minded as they think they are.
One time we were sitting at it was a Ben Harper Ziggy Marley show, right? Or no, Damian Marley. So it's Damian Marley and Ben Harper, and it's at Chastain. So we're out on the lawn, and we're sitting there. It's me and my buddy Antoine. So we're smoking, and all of a sudden this dude is staring at us. He's just dressed in a shirt and tie, really nice. My buddy Antoine looks over and he goes, "Hey, what are you, the fucking police?" He's like, "What are you doing?" And the dude's like, "Hey, can I?" And he comes up and he sits down beside us. And immediately we're like,
"What?
What do you want?" And he's like, "Do y'all mind if I hit that?" Without skipping a beat, Antoine was like, "Yeah, if you grab us some beers." So the dude's like, "No problem, dude, no problem."
Whoa.
So he goes, gets us some tall boys, sits down, starts smoking with us. And immediately, I knew that he wasn't a smoker because he hit the blunt and was just like,
Oh, okay.
dying. So we're just sitting there hanging out. He's buying us beers. We smoked this whole blunt with this dude. So I'm looking at him and he's like talking to us. I'm like, this dude is ripped. Like, this is awesome. This old dude's blazing with us. All of a sudden, you just hear his wife go, "What the fuck are you doing?" And his wife was like this square, like mean old lady that just called him out. And then we watched him like stumble down the hill and like try to pretend to not be high.
Oh,
She's like, "What were you doing up there with him?" He's like, "I was just good."
His eyes aren't open.
Oh, dude, he was barbecued. But it was like, let the man live. He wanted to, it was Ben Harper. They're playing Burn One Down. You know, he wanted to see Damian Marley. He's like, "Bumble clap." He's out in the crowd.
And his wife is just not there.
Just a buzzkill.
She just wants to make sure that he's not like some 78-year-old dude out there cheating with all these young ladies.
No, he's just sitting with me and Antoine getting too high.
Just some delusional old lady.
I was just standing, like sitting in a Rolex. He was like letting his tie down. I was
like, there
here
you
we
go. Yeah.
Who's driving the Tesla home?
Tesla.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
I don't need Jesus to take the wheel anymore.
That was the show that we got so stoned at the Damian Marley show that we ate peanuts, and after the show we got up to leave because like you can get like a baseball sign. Dude, we got up and it was the funniest thing because it just looked it was an astronomical amount of peanuts. It's like when you looked back at it, you're like, that is disgusting. We ate that many fucking peanuts.
Bro, we did that after the last live show. Remember? We were hammered and we just
took it to the house.
Bro, he brought out a bag, probably 75% full, the big bag of peanuts, and me and you, I think, left.
It looks like a hamster cage.
Yeah. I think the amount of peanuts, like I think started feeling bad at the bottom of the bag, and we're like, we'll leave a few of them.
Yeah. So last night. Sorry to anybody who had multiple muffins. My fault.
Yeah, we were throwing out warnings.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Everybody chose. Everybody knew what they were getting.
Yeah.
It's like this. So I did a Super Bowl party one time, and I put I put out edibles on the table, right? So I had these edibles out, and then we had all this beer. We had like a cooler full of beer. I had like liquor. Dude, everybody ate these Cinnamon Toast Crunch bars. Everybody ate one of them. Nobody drank a beer. Like everybody was so stoned at halftime at Super Bowl. We're all just sitting there staring at the TV. Nobody was talking. I was like, damn, dude, the edibles have killed the party.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does that.
Sometimes it does that.
It's like a lot of people were at the show and you're looking out from the stage and you're just looking at like blank faces, and then they send you a message afterwards. They're like, that was hilarious. You're like, dude, you were non-responsive during the show.
You were like Keegan on that live show where you just couched.
Yeah.
You didn't couch this one, thankfully.
No,
we had upright chairs.
Upright chairs was a better move.
It was. I couldn't stop. I was continuously a little bit cracked up by the fact that Greg insisted on using his mic stand sitting down, just like, and because it was the worst kind of mic stand. I put it there with the intention he was gonna take it out. Yeah. And then he called us out immediately.
Yeah,
he's like,
immediately he called us out.
He's like, I'm like, hey, you can take your mic out of the stand. And he's like, no, it bothers me to take the mic out of the stand when you're sitting down. Like, I don't like when people do it. And we're just both sitting there looking at him like, yeah, totally.
I was like, yeah, what a bunch of assholes, people who do that.
I actually put my mic in the stand part way through, and I realized it was the true way. It was it was better.
Yeah.
Just like pull it up way far and put the mic stand far away from you. You got a lot of mobility.
It's a lot different because when you're on stage doing stand-up, I feel like you're very focused on one thing. You know, you're doing a set, you're focused on that. When you're doing a podcast, there's a lot of time for your mind to wander on stage, which is a very interesting problem to have.
It's
where you're just
you don't normally have that.
Yeah, you're all of a sudden you're thinking about something totally different. You're like, whoa, rein it in, dude. And you can't just listen. That was another thing. I wanted to just listen to him, and then I was like, oh, I have to say something occasionally.
Yeah. And I picked up on that quicker than you, I think.
Well, it's just you know. Greg's a very
but also,
entertaining
like, you
person.
want to let Greg talk.
Yeah.
You need to give him his stretches to
Yeah.
push the story forward, because otherwise we're not going to finish the story.
No, not at all. Yeah, that was. I thought it was good.
Because our interjections are not helpful to moving the story along. We're
Not at all.
getting the details. But no,
Yeah.
Glenn, like the Legend of Glenn, that was
Free Glenn, dude.
yeah, free Glenn.
Free Glenn for sure. I'm gonna scoop it with my strong hand, dude. That has to be the thumbnail for that. Is him scooping spaghetti with his.
Bro, with the finger that is just sliced open,
God,
like,
man,
and
that
healed
haunted me.
open.
That haunted me. I really thought about that walking home last night. I was like, oh my God, dude.
I'm never getting Uber Eats again.
Dude, never. But that is, I didn't tell the story last night, but dude, when you rode taxis, because when I first moved to Savannah, all that was there was yellow taxi. I got in a wreck,
good.
and I lived on the island, and I worked downtown. I got in a wreck when I first moved down there, and I didn't have a car. So when I moved downtown, I just took a bike, but in the interim, I had to take yellow cab because Uber wasn't down there yet.
Oh no.
Dude, on multiple occasions, I would call a yellow cab at like 6 in the morning, and somebody would show up, and you're like, oh, they haven't been to sleep. Like,
Yeah.
This is not the early morning, dude. This is the
No,
late night
this
guy.
is the last
And then
run
one
for
time, This
somebody.
dude looked at me, and he's like driving. He kept looking back, and he's I'm like, please look at the road. Please keep your eyes on the road. He just kept looking back, and finally he looks at me and goes,
Is there glass?
some of them had glasses, some of them didn't.
Okay. There's never glass on the ones that there should
This
be.
guy was doing no glass,
Yeah.
arm back, so he kept going, you're cool, right? And I'm like, I mean, after like the second time he asked him, I'm like, yeah, man, I think I'm pretty cool, like I think I'm all right. And he's like, cool. And I'm just like, oh, don't like that. I don't fucking love that, dude. We're like driving, and you're like driving over this toll bridge, and he's just like with his knees doing bumps. I'm like, oh.
So you
no.
basically you found out exactly how cool you were that day.
Yeah. That's where you're like, I don't know if I was that cool.
I'm pretty cool, but
Yeah. I'm not doing coke driving with your knees cool, dude. That's pushing it. That's like one time we were at a concert and my buddy's girlfriend was like, we were at Bonnaroo. She was like, wanted to light a joint. And I was like, dude, nobody cares. You can just light your joint. She's like, I feel weird. And then like after she said that, we're smoking this joint and the dude in front of us goes, hey, will you hold this? And just hands her a book. And she goes, yeah, absolutely. She's just holding a book. And then he just dumps a baggie of powder out on it. And he just starts cutting out this line, dude. I'll never forget her face. She was just like,
wait, what is he doing?
I guess coke or whatever.
Coke?
He was doing a nasal drug. He was putting it in his
he's
sinuses.
doing ketamine off of a
I
tome.
think that might have been what it was.
Is he trying to do like witchcraft? Like, what is he doing?
Dude, I don't know. It was so funny.
Is he doing it off the Bible? What's the
No.
book?
I want to say, dude, no bullshit. I think it was like a 7th grade geometry book or something. Because it was like a textbook. But it was not a college book.
What's the funniest book for it to be?
Middle school yearbook.
Anything by Jordan Peterson. Bro, doing ketamine off a Jordan Peterson book.
Yeah. Dude, that's always sketchy. Watching people do ketamine.
I've never like I've seen people where it's like that guy's on ketamine.
Dude, okay, so
but
I
I've
saw-
never seen somebody do ketamine.
Oh, okay. So when we went to Oysterhead.
That's
Les Claypool,
Yeah.
Jay Anastasio, and the dude from the Police. It was
Yeah.
at 420 Fest. And that's the
That's-
show that the girl I was with turned around and goes, I think we're really summoning some dark energy. And like Trey Anastasio's playing this guitar that is antlers of like a deer antlers, and he like and Les Claypool's up there, and they're getting real weird. They do this like breakdown where it's like real sinister. And the dude in front of us though, like his friend was in a wheelchair, and they're in the middle of the crowd. I'm like, how did you wheel this guy in here, right? So he's like literally sitting on his friend that's in this wheelchair, and they're just doing ketamine, like giant, big old bumperoonies, dude. And I'm like, wow, bro. I like kept on seeing him just. I was like, dude, this man is piloting a new space. Like he's going to new frontiers.
Yeah.
Like, and then it got real dark, and I remember like I forgot about
like
him.
right after he did
Yeah,
all
I
the
forgot
ketamine.
about him completely, and it's like the music's getting real sinister, and I'm like, wow, this is getting real creepy. And then I look over, and that dude is just like, He's like sitting on his friend's wheelchair, just like staring at the stage, like no.
He's just like,
I was like, he did not get the memo of where this was gonna go.
he accidentally went to hell.
Oh yeah, bro, you can type it in. Trey Anastasio antler guitar. It is fucking. I'll never forget her looking at me and going,
Trey?
I think we're summoning. Just put Oysterhead antler guitar. Oysterhead. It's great though. That's a fucking fun band. And the dude from the Police, that's the drummer, he's like a savant. He like plays every instrument. Like,
Oh,
there
that
you
thing's
go.
pretty sick.
Yeah. Pull that up so people can see it.
This thing?
Yeah. Look at him playing it with Les Claypool dressed as Elvis. Yeah, dude.
Bro,
thing-
that's a ketamine nightmare in itself.
That's what I'm saying. He was having a ketamine fever dream, dude. Like in the middle of the crowd at 420 Fest.
Just sitting on his friend's wheelchair.
Yeah, dude.
And his friend, was his friend dying too?
Yeah, his friend was K.
I imagine wheelchair guy
Yeah,
just
he was
laying
I mean,
back.
but he had a better. I mean, somebody can push you around. That's probably the best case scenario for a K-hole to be in a wheelchair. That's, I mean,
You
dude,
can.
my buddy used to call them Ketasauruses.
The walk is funny.
Will you pause it real quick?
Go.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so Ketasaurus, dude, it's funny to watch at a concert because you can always tell who's on ketamine.
Yeah.
Because they always got that.
See, like I don't go to concerts, so I usually, if I see it in the wild,
Yeah.
which is I
That's
think
wild.
more fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do ketamine and go to Walmart.
Well, because like I'm at comedy shows, so like I'm at bars at night. So every once in a while, not all the time, but like 1 in 100 outings, you'll see a guy just usually on the street where you're like, that's not crack.
It infiltrated the jam band scene big. That was the first place I ever encountered it. Was really like you would see people at Bonnaroo, and before I ever knew what ketamine was, you would just see people just stumble, like just it looks like they're walking in mud or something. Like they're just dragging themselves around. My buddy was like, dude, they're on that puppet shit.
Yeah.
That dude's on a Geppetto trip.
That's
It's because you disassociate, dude. I've only done it a couple times. It was like one time I did it and this guy showed me a ring camera of myself trying to put my shoes on at his front door to walk out of his house. Made me never want to do it again.
yeah. Could you
It
get
was
that
just me,
video?
like-
Could you get the video?
no, I told him to burn it.
Burn it.
I was like,
Like burn it onto more discs. That's what I want
It
copies.
was like in the middle of the day, and it was like you could see. We looked like Fear and Loathing walking across his front yard. He was like watching us on his phone, like, "Well, that's not great." People are outside, like, just, "Hi, neighbor." That's when I thought I was gonna die to Billy Strings.
That's
Do
not.
I need to call your dad?
Here's the thing.
I'm laying on the couch. You're laying on the floor. Oh no.
Ketamine.
Maybe you should call him.
Dude, ketamine doesn't sound that fun a lot of times.
I think
It sounds like something I don't know if I need to try.
it definitely for me. I don't think. All right, so in small doses, I could see how it's a party drug, but it's like I don't know, dude. Like, it's so trendy now. Apparently, the
Yeah.
big thing is the nasal sprays.
Which is, that
Wild.
seems like a lot.
That seems like it's just gonna ruin your night. Like you're
Also-
gonna do one or two too many.
Doesn't like ketamine have kind of a long-term
Oh,
issue with
yeah.
like your urethra or something?
Yeah. There's people in the UK that party with it that now are on catheters.
I don't want to
Not
play.
worth
No,
it.
that's not a game I'm looking to
No,
play.
dude.
I'm not looking to jump
No.
in on that table.
No, that's why I was like, "What? That's a
Yeah.
like significant side effect."
You're like,
I'm
so
good.
you think you're gonna die a lot, and then you have to piss into a tube for the rest of your life.
Oh.
That sounds like a bad trade.
Yeah, that's a bad look at fucking 23.
Oh,
Having
God.
a fucking pee bag because you went to too many raves. God, you'd feel like such a dickhead.
Yeah. Because
It's
now
like-
you're not even 30.
It's like I know people that when we were younger, they just partied all the time, and they would go out, and you're like, dude, you cannot go out and eat Molly like that all the time. And
No.
then now you talk to them in their 30s, and it's like they're just burnt.
It like breaks your brain.
Yeah, they're like fried out. It's
Yeah.
like they're not happy, they're not sad, they're just like at a weird static.
Also, like you're doing that and your brain's not done yet.
Yeah. No. That's what I'm saying. You're not fully developed, and it's just you're just burning up those receptors. Like, like that shit is dumping too much serotonin,
Too
like,
much.
too much dopamine.
Yeah.
You're like that mouse in the experiment. You just it's hitting the bar, dude.
Yeah, take it easy sometimes. Maybe just raw dog life for like a good period of time and dabble from time to time.
You ever do that? You ever just drive with nothing on? Raw dog
Oh, yeah.
for psyche.
You got to.
Have to.
You have to sometimes.
That's what the deprivation chamber is. This is
Oh,
literally
buddy.
getting away from everything.
Oh, yeah, we got to try that one of
Dude,
these days.
honestly, though, the weirdest thing. for
Maybe
me with
that should be the first Patreon goal.
Yeah, but it was like that was the weirdest thing to me. It was like, why is this so alarming? Like literally, I'm just separating myself from all of these things that are like constantly going on around me, and it's panic inducing.
Yeah.
Like when you turn the light off, that's why they have it where you can turn it back on, because you turn the light
Yeah.
off and you're like,
Oh, nah, I think I can pull it off. I think I have a strong mind. I think I'll be good.
oh my god, I can't wait.
You can't wait. You want to see me freak? I'm going to be
I think you
screaming.
might freak. It's just so bizarre. It's like because your brain
Yeah.
doesn't have to think about where it is in the water. It doesn't have to think about like position, any of that shit. No sound, no sight.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it's like taking a psychedelic without taking. Your brain just goes, "Oh, we don't have to worry about that shit. Let's think. Let's spiral into some other shit."
I
Dude,
feel like I would figure a lot. I feel like I would freak out, but I'd feel like I can't show it. And then I would get to the end and I would be
Yeah.
like, I figured a lot of stuff
Yeah.
out in there.
It took me about, I would say, like 25 minutes almost out of the like hour session. The first half was really me like coming to grips with it and being like, what the fuck am I so scared of? You know, like what am
Yeah.
I terrified of?
Yeah.
And then the last part of it was like really you start harnessing that and you're like meditating and you start, dude, I was getting to the point where I felt like I was flipping, like, oh, because I had no spatial awareness, and then like in my mind I was like, that makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
I'm laying in this, and then you just like, it's crazy when you really start going in your mind. Now I did put my hand in the hair. That was fucking that like that ruined everything.
So check your surroundings
Yeah.
before you
Yeah,
start.
I want to go into one of the pods. I was in like this little room thing that I didn't like. I wanted to be in the pod. I was.
Are
in
the
like
pods more expensive?
I have no idea. It just wasn't available.
I mean, I think we looked it up. I think it's what, like $300 we could both do it for an hour.
I think cheaper than that. I think 99. Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, and
If it's
I
our
think
first
they
time.
actually had a thing where you're not allowed to go an hour if it's your first time.
Really?
Yeah, you have to do like a 30-minute session first.
No, I did an hour my first time. They
I
didn't
want
care.
to. They probably don't ask at the front. You have to like tell them it's your first. They just assume like, oh, it's my first
They
time.
just
You're
don't
gonna
want you
say
in there
that.
like, "Ah!"
Yeah, yeah. They can't have new customers walking in. Hey, I want to try this, and
Give me out.
just screams from the back.
Yeah, that's also another terrifying fear. Is you're like, oh my god, is this thing gonna lock on me and I'm gonna be stuck in here in the dark?
Yeah, that I don't get claustrophobic really. It takes a lot for me to start feeling
It's just a
claustrophobic.
very weird feeling. Like when you go into it, it's very
Yeah, I'm sure.
different. Yeah, we should do it for the Patreon.
Let's do it.
And then we'll do it.
When is that coming out, by the way?
We're gonna do it with the live thing.
When
That's
we
what we're
release
gonna-
it?
Yeah.
Commercial, bitches.
Yeah.
I snuck it in.
Yeah. Max said he checked out the footage from last night and said it's awesome.
Yeah,
excited.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Hopefully that'll help. We'll be like, no, look at how cool the night looked.
Yeah, because it was.
Keegan took the trash out.
It was
We got
very fun.
burritos.
Yeah. I
tell
think
him-
you're overthinking it.
I know. Obviously, I am. That's what the day after is for. Is
Yeah.
to overthink everything. And
I
wake
think-
up and go,
yeah.
I fucked everything.
And just be
up.
like, I ruined everything with that one thing.
I did fucking not hear him, and I thought he was talking about casinos. He was talking about the reservation. I go, you'll definitely see some sad people there.
No, it was worse than that. It was. I don't remember exactly what
No,
the
that's
line.
what I said. I said you'll see some sad people like Glenn there. And
Yeah,
he's like,
a lot of Glens there.
he was like, what?
And I was
I was like, oh, I thought he was talking about the casino because you said
no,
casino.
but you didn't confirm that like that. You just doubled down on it real quick,
Yeah,
and I
well,
was
I
like,
just was
"That's
like-
pretty racist."
I didn't even. I was like, dude, I had no idea. I thought he was just talking about a casino. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he was talking about the reservation. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, my bad. Thought you were talking about the casino. You're like moving right along.
yeah. It was fun.
Which it's like,
That's
are we
what's
talking
fun
about?
though. Is
Yeah.
somebody gets thrown off, says something wildly inappropriate.
it wasn't even inappropriate.
It was Bro, we were talking about.
I mean, I get now. Like in my mind, I wasn't talking. I was lost on what y'all were talking about. I told you I was thinking like towards the end of it, I was just like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah, I had that right up front, and then I settled in.
Yeah, no, my mind was wandering while I was up there. It's a long time to sit on stage.
I had a lot of fun. How long did we even do it with the podcast? I think we did like probably 40.
I think so, 40, 45. I don't know though, because it was pretty late when we ended. I'll ask Max today.
Yeah, I think we did, and then we did 10 minutes apiece. Greg did 15 up front. Fun night.
Yeah, I think the stand-up at the beginning was good.
Yeah, well, I got a new submission tape out of it probably.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he said the sound worked. Which, man, for everybody that didn't know, yeah, we had a comedian back out, so I was trying to deal with that. And then like 30 minutes before the show, we were still trying to figure the sound out, which we did. We got it figured out. Shout out to Tommy, though, too.
He helped out.
For
called in.
The FaceTime. I like that. That's when you're like, hey, FaceTime me, show me what you're looking at. I will tell you. Because it's like, that's the best thing for when you're looking at a board or something. That was like when you're working, like when I would do handyman stuff, and you had to call they're like, you FaceTime the dudes back at the thing. You're like, what am I looking at? You're like standing in front of a breaker box. You're like, I'm not touching anything until somebody confirms. That shit is so sketchy.
Yeah.
Breaker boxes are so scary. Like just dealing with that kind of electricity is so intimidating.
Bro, insta-death levels of electricity.
And apparently what they explained to me is it hurts.
I'm sure.
It's not just like lights out. It's like just extreme pain for a little bit.
Have you ever seen the videos of people like getting electric? Like, there's one in mind specifically. There's this video of this guy. He's in an airport in, I think, South America somewhere, or maybe Europe. I don't remember where it is at all. This guy, there's like a short circuit on like the tall part of one of the scale like desks that they have at the front, and this guy walks up and he leans on it.
Oh shit!
And he just goes stiff, and nobody notices for like 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh fuck yeah, because you just can't move. You're
just fried.
Stuck.
Yeah, people don't even notice. They're just still like arguing about the prices or whatever.
This dude's
just frying. Yeah.
And you can't even touch him. You have to like get a stick to knock him off.
Yeah.
Have you seen the one where the dudes are moving the metal scaffolding?
Oh, that one's tough.
Yeah.
Because one of those guys lights on fire.
Yeah, and the one dude like gets up and he's like trying to crawl away, and then he touches the other side. You're like, damn. Yeah. Have you ever been electrocuted?
I've been shocked.
Yeah.
Not really. In high school, we had a little taser.
That's always fun, dude.
Yeah, we had like a little game where you'd get. Have I told you this? We'd get a bunch of eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you about this.
Yeah, we did. My favorite time to watching somebody get shot was my brother was climbing a fence. We were at a farm. They had that like cow line, you know, and so he had it on his inner thigh, and yeah, you know, it takes a second to hit. Dude, that shit hit his inner thigh. It was
if you don't expect it, it takes a second for you to realize what it is.
Yeah, you don't know what's happening.
I have never been...
I'm hurting.
I don't think I've ever been unexpectedly... Like, I've never been shocked in a context where it wasn't... where it was totally out of the realm of possibility in my mind. Like, if I've been shocked, it's when I'm doing something where I might get shocked.
Like, I might get shocked.
Yeah.
My cousin one time, we had the dog collar, the shot collar.
Oh, good.
And he fucking ran through the thing to see. It shocked him so bad. He's like, I cannot believe we put that on the dog. He's like, dude, that shocked the fuck out of me, dude.
How big is the dog?
It was like a lab. Like, it was like for big boys.
Okay.
It's still like the look on his face was just utter like,
it's so rude.
What are we doing? We're monsters. They don't deserve this. I mean, how many people you think put their dogs in their car and back down the driveway?
Oh, I never even thought of that. That's
I know
so
one person
mean.
who did. I won't say anybody's name. But they were like, "Oh my god, I'm a monster. I'm sorry." Dogs. Alarms going off.
Oh man, yeah. We got that at a point, but we had like a big dog. We had a giant schnauzer.
Okay.
So like a 100-pound dog, but like lanky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That always when they get the collars and they're like they just do the sounds. Those
Yeah.
dogs are always intense. So they're always like
Yeah, they're
very
always-
intense dog. You're like, all right, dude.
They're listening.
Yeah, we had a friend who got an ex-police dog that was a Belgian Malinois, and that thing was a fucking liability, dude. It was like hanging out with a serial killer. Like,
Well, he
we'd
probably didn't know how to treat it. Like he didn't know what he
it was a
supposed.
girl.
Oh, he didn't
And
know what he was supposed to do with her. Like,
Dude, she like had this dog. I mean, she was well behaved, but he would just be sitting there, and you'd just be sitting in like her living room. You like look over, and he's just like, dude, I'm like sitting next to an absolute monster.
well, are you guys sitting there smoking weed? That's why.
And she would have to put
The
him
dog.
away when we would like smoke a bowl. Like if you smoked the joint, it was fine. But if you smoked the bowl, she had to put him away. Because one time my buddy goes to light it and he snapped at the lighter. And she goes, he doesn't like fire. My buddy was like, then put him away, dude. Like what are you talking? Yeah, it snapped right in his face. I was
That's
like,
terrifying.
and that's when I really realized I was like, dude, it would be so quick. This thing could just literally
Just tear
and
you up.
You know that dog has been involved and been active. It's
Yeah.
bitten the shit out of people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it
It's
liked
tasted
it.
blood.
Yeah, it liked it, dude. Some dude just screaming it.
It knows what person
Oh
tastes
my
like.
God.
And it's in its mind, what you're doing is actively like bad. Like it's been trained like,
Yeah.
no, this
It
is
knows.
not something you're
Yeah,
supposed to
it
have.
knows. It knows.
So it's like, you piece of shit, I should just bite you.
It was, and I was looking at that dog, and like Belgian Malinois are so serious looking, but I was like looking at it, I was like, dude, this thing would be a problem. And then there's videos online where they jump up trees. Have you ever seen this? They'll like hang stuff in trees, and these Belgian Malinois will jump up and grab it. I was like, dude, that would be your ass. If you were like trying to climb a tree, that thing would just. Yeah, they're scary. Jumping. It's like the.
Oh, fuck you. YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. These things are it's like a super athlete of an animal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it would be a problem. Like if this thing got on you, like there's no getting it off of you. Detective
Dog.
Dude, that
Oh,
would
this
be
is a
such
7-minute
dope-
video.
Yeah, look at that thing.
What the
Holy
fuck?
shit, dude.
Hold on a second.
Can you
Let's.
show that video? Yeah, put it. Just play it. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Look at these dogs.
This is.
Look at this.
Bro,
That doesn't
just.
even look real.
No way. No
dude,
way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, you're not gonna get up here on the second floor, dude. Got you, bitch. So I had a dog that was a
but he's-
coyote and a dog mix, and they think it was a Belgian Malinois and a coyote. I mean, look at that thing, dude. Are you fucking
What the
kidding me?
why? But that seems like an unnecessary exercise for a dog.
Yeah, a tightrope walk. They're so smart,
Yeah.
but hers was not that nice.
Aw. Adorable.
I mean,
what the
dude,
fuck?
Holy shit. It's like an Avenger. That's your ball sack right there.
Bro.
Snatch. Whole dick and nuts. This is one ball swoop, dude. Holy shit. Look at that, how high he is in the air.
Bro, these dogs have to have rough joints pretty young.
I don't know. Like, look at how high up. Dude, we had a dog.
Dude, that
was
dog just ran up that wall.
Yeah, we had a dog that was just a mutt. We don't have to watch this whole thing. We had a
I
dog that
wanna.
was a mutt, right? His name was Darwin. And, dude, he could, if you threw 20 Frisbees, he caught like every single one, no matter where you threw
Whoa.
it. So, like, after a long day, there was 5 dogs in the house. I would look at all the other dogs. I'd be like, me and Darwin are going to have some one-on-one. I'll let y'all out in a minute. And they would all just sit at the window and watch. But you could just go out there, dude, and blow off steam. And just anywhere
Yeah.
you put that disc, he would get it.
Well, I told you about my buddy Jared when we were at the brewery.
Yeah.
He had this little fucking super smart little dog
Yeah.
that loved fetching disc golf discs but wouldn't like chew them at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we just had a basket and we'd put it like 100 to 150 feet out.
Yeah.
And we would just have basically a driving range,
Yeah.
and we would just throw putters at it. And if you sunk it, you got to check, like pick the next location. And there's like little trees and stuff. And we would do this until the dog would like be like limping back almost because like her feet hurt from running on the blacktop, and she would give you the disc back and be upset that you're not going to throw anymore. Like you're like you were going to be bleeding soon.
Yeah, you're like, this is
dude, like a drug.
Yeah, they can't stop, dude. They
like
love
if
it.
you were inside and you picked up a disc, this dog would just look at you and be like, "Are we doing it?"
Yeah,
like just so jazzed. You're
it's like, have you ever seen a dog dig like in a hole? It's like it ignites
get real excited.
Yeah, dude, it ignites something like primal inside of them. They're just like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's weird that this one like knew well that like we would take her out to disc golf courses sometimes. Or no, sorry, we couldn't take her out because she would just lose her shit. She would be grabbing everybody's discs indiscriminately.
Other people's discs. Yeah, Kylie would go and she would sit at the tee box.
I knew a guy.
Dude, I can't watch this. We got to turn it off.
I knew a guy. Jesus.
Yeah, now they're starting the biting, dude. That's what I was saying. I was like, dude. And then we're just sitting there getting high next to this thing in an apartment, like buddy. A little one-bedroom apartment. This thing's just staring at you. And you're like, dude, get this thing out of here. And I was always like, you would have to put this thing away if you fuck. Like, if you have somebody over to have sex, this thing would kill them thinking that it's hurting you.
Oh.
Like, if you were on top of her, that dog would think that you were, like, attacking her. And it'd probably rip your nutsack off.
Oh, no.
That's why I was like, you would have to make sure the door was locked.
Yeah, that's...
Could you imagine just mid...
Just like...
Mid-fuck, a dog just...
People like...
And you're naked. That's the worst time to have to fight a dog.
Dude, fighting a dog naked. I mean,
and with a boner, yikes, dude.
Yeah, I mean, first priority is getting something with some reach, getting like a stick of some kind, a bat.
Something. You have to have something.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I saw that show, the Alone. Have you ever seen that show? It's like
no.
They drop people off.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, Grizzly Country.
I don't love the survival shows.
But they don't give them a gun, which is fucking crazy. They just put them in Grizzly Country with an air horn. So this one dude is at the river and he's like, I'm gonna bathe. So he's like completely naked. And he looks up and there's just a grizzly. And he's
looking
like,
at him.
Oh no, dude! I was like, could you imagine? Like that might be the smallest your dick will ever be. You're in Alaskan freezing cold water, and a grizzly just appears, and he's just naked, holding the air horn, like, just like you must feel so helpless.
Oh my god!
Just staring down a horrific death. Not even like death, a horrific death.
Not a fun death.
And you're gonna get filmed doing it because you have a camera on a tripod. You're like,
of
so
course.
They're definitely gonna fucking air
for
this.
Science.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, dude.
Have you seen the video? It's like one of those, I've seen it on Reels, where it's somebody unzips a tent.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a grizzly right there, and the grizzly sees them, and then they go, nope. And you're like, bro, now you're just going to get fucking battered to death in a tent?
God, dude.
Oh, go face it like a man, at least.
Dude. The feeling of knowing that it's outside of your tent, like after you zip it down, that feeling of like,
I would immediately be like, I should have just gone out there. I
would immediately shit my pants. Dude,
bro. As soon as you finish zipping the tent back, you're like, oh, now I'm gonna die worse.
Oh my god, dude. You're just like a little bear burrito. Like a little fucking hot
bro,
pocket.
You're basically a Kong toy for a bear now.
A little ravioli.
That thing's going to be... That bear is going to beat the shit out of that tent trying to get you out.
Just fucking munch time.
Bro,
dude.
that bear's going to eat you like a Go-Gurt.
Oh, my God. Yeah, like those applesauce things that Christina's always eating. Bro. And it's going to... Apparently, they eat you like ass first.
Oh,
Have
good.
you ever seen that video of the bear eating the deer? It's like literally just eating this deer, and it's in somebody's backyard, like in a neighborhood, and the deer is just sitting there like,
oh no!
And the lady's like, call somebody.
And the bear does not care.
No, it's like,
bro, you got to just go out there and shoot that deer.
She goes, call somebody, and the dude goes, who? Like, call who?
The bear police?
Yeah,
What are we?
Lady, this is literally going on all day, every day.
Welcome to nature.
Yeah, it's horrific out there. It's not great.
the best you can do is go out and just shoot that deer in the head, basically.
No, because I'm not going out there because that bear is on a rampage and could be on cocaine.
Did you see that movie?
No.
Because
you?
I think it's on like Amazon now or something. It was free a while back.
Is it worth it?
It's a pretty good movie.
Really?
It's because it's self-aware. It's like a super gory, just fucking crazy silly.
Is that what we should watch for our movie companion?
Bro, there's so many of them. I'm not going to talk about more movies until we do one.
I know. I'm actually more interested in the Tony Hawk tournament.
Yeah, we're going to do a Tony Hawk tournament. Max will be there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we need to try to get
I think we need to get Max
skaters.
to bring a professional skater.
I think that should
at
be
least
the segment.
one.
It's just one professional skater plays with us.
Yeah.
and we only know anything about skating via Tony Hawk.
Yeah. I'm going to just murder this dude. Honestly, I feel like Max is going to he seems like he's pretty confident.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't know, dude.
I think it'll be a battle.
I started playing ranked, and that's interesting.
I've never done the ranked.
Yeah, it's a single session, and you see where you stand.
Pretty fun?
I mean, yeah, you're just trying to get the most points you can, and then you see where you stand. And every time I get points, I'm like, God damn.
Can you do, like, skate in ranked?
I don't know. I've never looked.
That seems fun. I feel like I'd like that because I've been trying to get into that because it forces you to work with not a lot to get a lot of points.
I think what we really need to do is we need to set up with Max and we need to do some sort of comedy show like skating Tony Hawk tournament.
Yeah, do like a real skate competition.
Like a land thing with set up a bunch of like screens and like PlayStations and computers where you play Tony Hawk and then have people really skating.
That would be expensive.
They have that free skate park in Kennesaw. It's already there.
But the computer part.
No, you just everybody just donates. That's how they do it when they do those tournaments. When they do Smash Brothers.
Is that how they do it?
Yeah, people just bring the tube because they bring a certain kind of TV because you have to have a certain tube, and that's like the best for the Dreamcast or whichever one they're playing.
Huh.
Yeah, so they all show up with these like certain little TVs because it's the best frame rate for the two. People have gotten into it.
Fighting games are ridiculous
because Aaron is the Smash Brother champ, dude. That motherfucker.
Really?
It's not even fun playing.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, like
Aaron's a wild dude.
Yeah, he's like drinking whiskey, whipping your ass in Smash Brother. You're like
whiskey, and that he brought with a glass that he also brought.
And he's sitting in his own lawn chair. You're like,
yeah. Aaron is
This is how you know Aaron is.
I'm excited for Dune because here's the thing. I think I could talk to him more now that I'm deeper into the second read through.
Yeah. We'll have him back on.
Oh yeah.
But Aaron, this is the most disrespectful thing that you can do in a fighting game is look over at your opponent and go, "Who do you want me to be?"
Oh no, yeah.
Who do you want me to beat you with? It's like, oh my god.
That's sad.
Yeah. And he'll just beat your ass with like the worst character. Just like, dude. I mean, they understand. I was watching a video where it was like a documentary showing the Smash Brothers, like the little world of people and people that are like nationally ranked and shit. These dudes understand like the physics of the game and like.
No, that's like all the pro gamers at this point.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Like they're doing moves consistently that are glitches. Like the way that you do it is a glitch, and that's like muscle memory for those people.
Well, it's like you'll play like I play Apex, and then one time they had a limited time mode where it was like a Christmas like special mode, but usually it's ranked based. So if you're in silver, you're only going to play with people that are around your rank.
Yeah.
And then there's all the way up to predators. But when they do the limited time
predators, that's what they're calling them?
It's like a very small amount of people that are just dope.
Well, there are a small amount of predators, but they do have a bad reputation.
I think it's predators and masters. So yeah, it's a little BDSM. But I played with this dude that was like a really high rank in the mode. It was so insane to watch like how he moved and how different it was. You're like, this dude's playing a different game.
Yeah.
He was killing everybody. I was like, dude, it's like you're cheating.
That's like I played League of Legends for years. So when I was playing, I would watch the pros because I was like, what the fuck? Like, we're not even doing the same thing.
We're not even doing the same thing. It's crazy. It's like Polaroids. Like, I look at people that take Polaroids with the same camera, and there's no editing that you can do. And you see their pictures, you're like, oh, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
They understand this.
I mean, there's levels to everything.
Yeah, well, you get into like the the chemistry of like what, the temperature of what you have your film at. How am I taking it? The light. And when you understand that, these people know how to set the lighting to be the perfect lighting for,
Yeah.
I just saw a whole thing that I want to try, that you can cut the Polaroid like on the side, and you can use water to lift separate it from the film, and then you can transfer it over to like another piece of paper. It's cool. It's like you can do different effects with the water. I don't know. YouTube, dude, you can just start watching people doing these tutorials. You're like, dude, people are creative as fuck.
I have never given a shit about Polaroids.
Yeah, I like
film.
film.
It's just a camera. Like for me, I'm like, here, we're just taking pictures.
I like film. I like digital cameras too, like disposable. Those are fun.
Wait,
I just like
those
not
aren't
looking
digital.
back at the pictures.
Disposable or not digital?
No, I said that's why I corrected myself.
Oh, okay.
Disposable cameras.
Yeah.
I don't like digital. I like the film. I have a 35 millimeter. It's cool. I want to get into like developing the film. I think that would be cool.
You need a room.
I know. Just a dark room. That's a hard ask. I need
A room you can
room.
commit to.
She's like, what are you doing in there, dude? She's beating off. The dark room with a red light. Just, it's weird. It's I'm sure there's some creepy shit going on. That's like that 24-hour photo. You ever see that movie?
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I always think about Saw too.
Well, because that's a weird thing to think about. Is like how many of those disposable cameras were used at, say, like a swingers event?
Oh, that's what Polaroids were.
Where
Polaroids were the original nudes because you could take it and give it to somebody.
Yeah.
That was
And
the
there's just the
original
one.
fucking dick pic.
But like, there's definitely people who were taking wild pictures with disposable cameras and then turning those into a fat guy who nobody respects.
Yeah, and he's making.
Who's going to go into a room and make as many copies as he feels like.
Well, and I bet you would go in there and just like slide a 20 on top and be like, hey, use some discretion. Because I'm sure they just are like, no.
Yeah, they're just giving it to whoever's working. Like
they're
whatever
looking at the negatives,
17-year-old
like,
kid.
Oh, dude.
Whatever 17-year-old kid is back there.
Because I don't think swingers are like the people you think they are. Like in your mind, you're like, it's going to be like a bunch of hot people.
No.
I had a buddy work the door at a swingers party. He's like, it's nobody
For
you
sure.
would want to fuck.
I'm
dude.
aware.
Yeah, he's like, my buddy worked the door at a swingers party and didn't know it was a swingers party. He's just like,
He's just looking around. Why are there so many pineapples in this room?
These people are loose with it.
Yeah. You ever heard of the Villages?
What's that?
It's
Sounds like
the largest. It's the largest retirement community, and it's in Florida. It's in Orlando.
Okay.
But when you turn 55, you can go and basically stay there for a week for like a super crazy cheap rate.
Yeah.
To the point where my parents were like, "Let's do a vacation. We'll just." It's like
Villages.
it's like a $500 for a week vacation because they're like trying to get people in. But there's like it's this community. There's no roads. It's all golf carts.
Oh, see,
and my dad says
already got me, dude.
Here's the thing.
You already got me.
My dad says it kind of sucks because you're like you make reservations at a restaurant. And it's a good restaurant.
Yeah.
And you get on your golf cart and you ride for 45 minutes.
Oh,
because it's huge.
It's all right. It's
a
quite
massive
long
place.
drive.
Yeah, like you're doing road trips in golf carts
That's
at
crazy.
this thing. Yeah.
Side note: have you ever been to Peachtree City?
No.
The whole town has golf cart paths, which is fucking. It's crazy.
That's pretty sick. Oh wait, I've driven through.
And then
Yeah, I
people
know what you're
flex
talking
on
about.
you with your golf carts. Like I was like driving around, like because my cousin had a wedding there, so like we were like everybody just had golf carts, but then people drive by you and like Lexus golf carts. You're like, what the fuck,
bro? Blasting music.
I was about to say blasting music, just flexing on you.
Yeah.
But apparently, a lot of people were getting DUIs because they're like
not
taking
surprising.
that shit to the Mexican restaurant.
But
Right, so
anyway, the
45
Villages.
minutes.
So my dad, before he went, I made sure that he's aware that pineapples mean swingers.
Yeah.
So I was like, do some counting. Like go down there and just like ride around. And he was like, yeah, there's a lot of pineapples around this place.
I'm sure. That sounds like
the
a
thing.
swinger place. The Villages,
It's an old people community.
dude.
Old people be doing that, man.
We used to do a mic. I don't know if it's still there, but it was in Pensacola, and it was in this bar that was at the basement of a
Good.
Days Inn. So
Oh,
all
no.
around it was all these fucking hotel rooms. But then when you would go in,
I'm gonna guess this wasn't the top Days Inn in the country.
no. And when you go in, though, they had the bar, and then it was like a step down into like almost a pit, and then they had the stage. But it's like the people were like lower than you, and it was like tiered.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, what's up with this room? And they were like, oh, dude, you don't know? And I'm like, I have no idea. They're like, this place used to be a swinger club, and people would just go down and fuck in that middle thing, like in the pit, and everybody would stand around and watch them. And they all
Whoa.
would stay in those hotels. I was like, dude,
Whoa.
the semen is just like just seasoned into the walls, bro.
Oh, you start
was like,
smelling it
that
now.
is
Yeah, when you're
fucking
thinking about it.
insane to
Oh
me.
no.
Just the smell that must have been in that place.
Oh yeah,
In
because
Pensacola, Florida, it was probably hot and sticky. People just fucking in a windowless basement bar, dude.
bro, you're like, give me something that'll burn all my smelling ability for the night.
Thank God COVID took my smell. Which, by the way, the United States government owes me my fucking smell back.
They took it.
Yeah, they took it.
Dicks.
Yeah, it never came back. Like I can smell.
You still don't have smell?
I can smell if it's like a very strong smell, but no,
Damn.
I'm pretty numb to smells.
Yeah, I know John Chappell's like that too.
Yeah.
He like can't he says that he can smell some stuff now, but everything that he smells the same.
Yeah. I don't have that. That would
Which
depress
is-
me.
That's yeah.
That'd be like that dude in NXS, that singer. He couldn't smell or taste. He ended up killing himself.
Well, that was
I was like, that would be depressing. That
Well-
would be depressing if you couldn't taste anything.
Yeah, that would
Everybody's
suck.
like, it's so yummy. You're like, fuck you.
But here's the thing.
Across the dinner table.
Here's the thing, start eating cheap, it doesn't matter.
Dude, you could eat so healthy.
Yeah. Oh, you could.
Yeah, you could just eat all the shit.
Just eat whatever
Oh,
is
just-
good for you
Yeah,
only.
just like
It doesn't
oh,
matter. You're just putting stuff in so you don't
just
die.
Scooping like whey powder. Yeah, look better.
Oh, nah, that would be tough still.
Yeah, that's like the cinnamon challenge. Did you ever do that?
No, but I saw it.
Let me tell you, we did it one time, and we used to film stuff like Jackass. I wish we had those videos. But we did the cinnamon challenge, and it got me the worst. Dude, I freaked on camera because I inhaled this shit, and I was over there like...
It's in your lungs.
and everybody is dying laughing, and I was like legitimately couldn't get a breath. And I like fell down to my knees, and my buddies were dying. And I was just over there like... I had like drool coming out because it immediately like made this like syrup. So I was just dying, and I was freaking, dude, because that's when you do dumb shit at the age where you freak out. Like somebody
Badly,
call
yeah.
my mom, dude. I was like, dude, I'm gonna die over cinnamon. I was so pissed. It was bad. It was
That's
really bad.
awesome.
Yeah, we had a buddy one time on that same video. His name was Justin. He's like a bigger dude, and so everybody was drunk or whatever, you know. And he comes out and he's in his whitey tighties and he's got on a football helmet. And there's this tree and he goes, dude, I'm going to take that tree down. I was like, let me tell you
I don't think you
something,
are.
dude. There is no way in hell. It was this tiny little tree. But I was like, bro, that tree. So on this video, he was convinced that he was going to take this tree out. And he ran down this hill and like fucking hit it like a ram, dude. He fucking and laid himself out. Oh. I know. We remember watching it. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I told him so many times that.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So
We set somebody on fire. That's what got us in trouble.
Yeah.
Our buddy's mom
That
found the
make-
video.
yeah.
And the first thing it was queued up.
Not at my
'Cause
house.
we had like a camcorder that we would take over to people's houses. You could plug in the red, white, and yellow.
yeah.
And the first thing that when she plugged it in, the first thing was our buddy. We told him, we were like, yeah, you can just put alcohol and we'll light it and it'll just go like a little bit. And so we convinced him, and then when he lit it, his whole
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
and they're
how
just
it works.
looking at their house in their garage. A child is
Yeah.
running around flaming on fire.
We would do it with Axe body spray,
Yeah,
where you spray
that's
some
awesome.
on your hand
Yeah.
and light it, and you're like,
Yeah.
and then you could just kind of put it out.
Lucky nobody died, honestly.
Honestly, when thinking back, I feel like that had to be set. Like pranks and burning yourself was 70 to 80% of the sales of that body spray. I don't think anybody was really
That and,
wearing
like,
it.
Middle school locker
Like
rooms,
if you
dude.
knew you smelled, you'd wear it. but like you never put. It wasn't like I'm putting this on. It's
Yeah.
like I'm getting this so that I can put a rubber band on it and leave it in my buddy's
It was when you first
in a
start
room.
sticking.
Yeah.
Like you first start getting BO.
Yeah.
You go toward the axe. You're like, this will be good. I'm going to fucking spray myself like. It's terrible, dude. Nobody wants Axe body spray.
No.
I might start bringing it back.
No. I will not let you come in this studio if you bring
That
that
is
back.
terrible, and cologne is bad too.
I haven't smelled Axe in so long. I feel like I would have like a trauma memory come up.
It gives me a headache just thinking about it, dude. People used to spray it in the locker room, like at gym. They just, God, stop.
And the commercials were just so silly.
Yeah. We are an idiocracy. Like when you watch commercials, I don't watch a lot of commercials, and then when I do watch like a sporting
Have you ever
event,
seen a game show, recent game show?
No.
You're like, oh, this is fucking.
It's terrible.
Yeah, death videos all the time.
It's crazy. Daytime TV is just for people pilled out of their minds or old people. You know?
I mean, UFC is basically just ow my balls.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, yeah, that's a bit.
UFC is the gladiators.
Yeah,
which is rad. You know,
it is pretty sick.
Dude,
We're
you know what's
back.
have you seen bare knuckle boxing?
I haven't watched any of
They
it.
have a
I know it's a thing.
Oh my god, I watched one fight with Jerry, and I was like, dude,
because everybody's bleeding right away.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. You're like, Jesus Christ, they are beating the fucking. The one dude I watched, he got hit and he just like tapped because he was like, I do not. They knocked his tooth out. I was like, damn, dude.
The worst was the slap one.
Oh my god, yeah, that's rough. Wait, that's like Russian. That shit is.
Although, did you see?
That's got to be doing permanent damage. Just getting slapped like that, your whole fucking head's.
Did you see the one? I think it was another Russian one, but like older, like from I don't remember when. But at one point there was this video where they were doing extreme arm wrestling. I think they called it, where you would get basically set up in an arm wrestling post, and they would lash your hands together, and you had a boxing glove on the other.
Oh my god, dude!
And basically there was no arm wrestling. It was just two guys strapped together punching each other in the face over and over again. It.
That is just
until one of them goes down.
That's like a game you'd play.
Bro, Rock'em Sock'em Robots for real.
Yeah, dude. Rock'em Sock'em Robots IRL, dude. That's crazy.
Just no movement, all punching.
Yeah. That's like hockey fights where you just grab the other guy and it's like, here we go.
Bro, hockey fights are the best because that's where everybody learned that you can pull someone's shirt over their head.
Yeah, dude. That's a great move.
Yeah.
That's a really good move. That's a pro move.
Yeah.
That's like the last fight that I got in. I did the cheap. I kicked his legs out from under. I was not seeing that coming.
The last fight I was
a good one,
loosely involved in, I punched a guy in the back of the head.
Oh, that sucks for your hand.
Yeah. It sucked worse for him. I caught.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch the worst part for me. Yeah. I caught like kind of more up top.
Yeah.
Because he was down. Like, it was a group fight.
Yeah.
That one of my friends started. Yeah. He was yelling, I think, fuck the Spurs as the bar was like closing out and everybody was getting pushed out. Busy bar, huge group of people. Yeah. Another drunk guy takes offense naturally.
As drunk people
they get in each other's faces.
As drunk people do.
My buddy headbutts this dude.
Oh, that's a rough move right there. The headbutt is rough.
So now it's like all my buddies jump in and I'm like, oh, there's not a guy for me to fight, so I just step back into the crowd because I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. I don't like it.
No, dude.
But then I see one of my buddies is on the ground. The other guy's on top of him, about to just start pounding him.
Yeah. That's a good
so
time.
I just run out of the crowd and just punch this guy in the back of the head.
That's like tag team. You're like,
and as soon as that happened, everybody was like, oh, let's stop fighting. Yeah. So, then we just ran and got in the minivan I got off my parents.
Yeah. Dude, I told you that story about the time I got headbutted, right? The guy had 2 roommates. I've never told that story out here.
You got headbutted?
So, can't believe I've never told you the story. So, I was dating this girl, right? And she was on and off with her ex-boyfriend. Long story short, she's like, yo, this dude's a piece of shit. He's abusive. He's put his hands on me, blah, blah, blah. So, like, dude, it would drive me crazy because every day I would drive to her apartment, and he was in her apartment complex. So I'd always like see his apartment and be like, yo, this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So like one day he calls me up. He's like talking all this shit. So I'm like, I'm going over to this dude's house. I just like lost it. Like just I'm going to his apartment. So I like knock on the door.
Oh no.
He answers the door. I'm like, what's up, dude? He's like, dude, fuck you. And he like slams the door and it like smacks me in the face.
Damn.
So I'm like, okay.
Now you're
like,
mad.
It was a legit, like I was like, good move. Didn't see that coming.
Wait, did it knock sense into you?
I was just like, touche. No, I like knocked my glasses off. I was like, wow, all right. So we started fighting, dude. I like slap him. We're like wrestling. I throw him over this couch, and I'm just
wait. So he hits you with a door, and you slap him. So you're already losing this fight.
No. Well, he just shut the door in my face. So I slapped because I was just gonna be like, fuck you. I didn't expect us to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought we were gonna really talk at the door and just be like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So we're like wrestling. I throw him down. We're like fighting. All of a sudden, his roommate comes in. I didn't know this dude had a roommate.
Uh-oh.
So I get up and I'm like, yo, you know, I have no problem with you. And the dude just immediately punches me. I'm like, all right. So I'm fighting with his roommate. So now I'm like punching his roommate. Me and his roommate are going at it. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm holding my own.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy gets up from the fucking floor, does a running headbutt over his roommate's shoulder. I'm talking about, dude, right in my face. Dude, I remember.
Did he catch your teeth?
Oh, dude, my whole mouth. And I just remember immediately the taste of blood in my mouth. And I immediately was like, that hurt so fucking bad, dude.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. Like, all right. You can beat her up. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you want to do, bro. You are violent and you are abusive. This is crazy.
I'm just going to advise her to leave. That's all I can do at this
You are
point.
very abusive. So they're like throwing me out of this apartment by like my back. Like a cartoon. They're like carrying me out. So the dude throws me out. And this, you can't even make this up. I was wearing an Allman Brothers shirt. And the dude looks at me and goes, who's at the whipping post now, bitch? And he like slammed the door. And I remember just sitting there.
Hilarious.
Blood's running down my face. And I'm like, I will never wear this fucking shirt
Yeah,
again, dude.
yeah.
I had to go to the hospital. I got 9 stitches in my mouth.
Ugh. But like, did you like go up to her apartment and she's like headbutt move? She's like, I've seen that one. He does that one.
I called my brother. I was like, dude, I just got beat up. I got my mouth all fucked up. I got to go to the hospital. He's like, I know you don't want to hear this, but I told you to quit talking to that girl. I was like, bro, that was not the fucking time, dude. While we're sitting in the waiting room for me to get stitches in my face. Like, you don't think I know. You don't think I know. Like,
do they put you out for those kind of stitches?
No, they just numb
Oh,
shit.
that's got to be weird.
Yeah, they just numb you up.
I would ask to be put out. I'd be like, I don't care if there's a chance that you kill me doing this. I'm not going to be awake.
I don't like going under. I've only been under once. And it sketches me out.
Dude, I was under once, and I had a wonderful experience.
I don't know.
I had my wisdom teeth removed, basically felt no pain because I was just out.
Yeah. I don't think they even do that now. Somebody was saying they don't put you under now.
Oh, I mean, this was the Army, so they knew that they were not going to be gentle because they were learning, probably.
Yeah, it's a student. He's going to cut you open.
So we're going to go ahead and put you out just in case he messes up so you don't know he messes up.
You know that you don't want it to be their first time, but eventually it's got to be somebody's first time. You know, like you don't want that, but it's like he has to start somewhere.
Bro, in job training, our 20-week job training, they went through, and at some point during your training, about halfway through, they would be like, hey, you have a dental appointment next week. And you're like, for what? And they're like, oh, they're just going to see where your wisdom teeth are at, basically.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. You go in. They look at them. For me, the dentist was like, okay, so your wisdom teeth are growing in, fine. Honestly, a little better than average. Yeah. Like, they might never even impact. So we're going to set an appointment to have them all removed in another week. So I'm like, and that's what they do. They just took everybody's wisdom teeth, regardless of whether you were going to need it or not.
Needed to.
They were just like, we're doing forced. That's how you know it's practice.
Yeah.
He
needs to get some reps in. So
you're not doing it to people
that's crazy.
That don't need it unless you're trying to practice.
Yeah. That's insane, dude.
Yeah. You signed your body away.
God, you do, don't you?
Well, I told you about people can get, you can get written up for getting a sunburn.
What?
If you get a sunburn bad enough that it interferes with your work in any way, they can write you up for damage of government property.
Whoa, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's very...
That's
eye-opening.
They literally own you.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. That's where you're like, this is not a drill. They legitimately own me.
They do.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Can't even get sunburned in peace.
Now think about the people that are cool with that.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation.
Yeah, that's a lot of, you got to do some mental gymnastics. You got to really condition people.
I think it needs to be the opposite. I think that you need to be in a mental place where you're effectively just sitting on a couch, not looking around at all.
Yeah.
Just watching the propaganda. That's all that, like, that I think is how you get there.
Really
where you,
gearing it up for this election already.
Oh yeah, that's
predictive programming.
every time. It's pretty fun.
They want a World War III so bad.
I don't want it.
No,
I don't like it.
I like listening to people talking. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? That is gonna suck for everyone involved. Really, what I believe in this is my 2024 prediction is that I think that they're whatever happens, either way, they want everyone to go out and to riot and burn shit down. Because then they can just enact martial law. And then it gets real fucking... That's what people... The only time I've ever seen anything like that was when I was in Savannah and the hurricane was coming. And they were like boarding up everybody and they were doing the military curfews. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the looting. But it was like, dude, you think that you're going to be like, I'm going out. No, you're not, dude. These dudes are not fucking
they have
playing.
Guns.
Yeah, and they're not kidding.
Because here's the thing.
They're like,
they're
go
also not
home.
happy
No.
because they're drones.
Yeah.
And they are sent to the location a hurricane is definitely going to hit. They're like,
you think I don't want to see my family? Get
they're like,
inside, dude. Shut
they're
up.
like, hey, there's a hurricane about to hit. We need you to go right there.
Yeah.
And make sure that other people
But, hey,
aren't out. You need to be
nothing-
out in the streets, walking around during this hurricane,
Yeah.
making sure other people aren't out for their
Let me tell
safety.
you, nothing seals the deal better, though. If you're at a hurricane party and then you're like, well, nobody can leave. We got a party all night, I guess.
I guess we got to just finish all these beers that I got ahead
it's
of
the
time.
best. Hurricane parties are rad.
I've never been in a hurricane party because I didn't grow
Florida.
up. Yeah.
Big Florida energy. I only did it in Savannah.
I would
that one
love to.
time.
I would go
It's
to
like
Florida.
snow,
I would go to like some part of Florida, like kind of
Yeah.
the farthest in.
Before the hurricane.
I would say the farthest inland that you can be where it's still going to be shut down for the hurricane. I would do a hurricane party.
You're like, dude, plane tickets were so cheap. I'm flying into the eye of the storm.
Bro, I
baby.
got round trip tickets for $50 on
They
Delta.
gave me a $20 credit. It's just you.
They said, "Thank
on
you
an
for-"
empty plane. It's like, dude, what are the odds?
They just wheel the card up next to you and are like, you can, I mean,
I did that. Like, I flew from Savannah to New York, and like then we went from New York to Colorado because it was like that's just how the flight was.
Yeah.
So we used their points. It was like an early morning flight. There was like nobody on the plane. It was crazy. I like got on and was like, what the fuck? There's like 8 people on this plane. I was like, this is crazy. I just sat in a row by myself. I was like talking to the flight attendant. I was like, I'm very nervous. It's my birthday. I'm scared to fly. Please, can I have a double Jack and Coke? That's the best.
Yeah.
That first drink on an airplane.
I've never drank on an airplane really.
Ooh, it's great.
Because I would rather
buzz.
drink where I'm going.
Nah, I like a mid-flight to kick those edibles in. Dude, I know I've told this story before, but I got cut off at the Denver airport. I was like going to get in line and I ate all my edibles in security, and I sat down at this bar and I'm talking to this girl next to me, and I ordered 1 beer, and she orders a beer, and then I finish my beer and I go to order another one, and I had been talking to this girl, and the edibles were like working, but I was like, the guy goes, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't serve you." And
You're
I'm like,
just slurring.
I was just like, damn, dude, for real? And the girl was like, It's like so embarrassing.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, shit. So I left that bar. I was like, cool, man. I guess I'll just tab out.
You might have been hitting on the bartender's girlfriend.
No, I walked into the bathroom afterwards. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and my eyes were so red. The dude was just like, "Yo, like legally, I can't serve you looking like that. Like that's wild, bro. Like, you're doing great. You're doing good, bro. You're talking to her. She's loving it. You're both from Savannah."
But
But I legally cannot serve you again. And I'm sure that comes up in the Denver airport. Like, I am not the first person to eat fucking edibles that aren't used to it. Because that's the thing about Denver is you look around and you see people that are, like, not used to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, because altitude also, anything you're doing, drinking, anything, it makes it a little bit more.
Yeah. Where are we at?
We're at hour 10.
Nice. I was going to say, should we end it?
Probably, yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for coming to the live show. It was fun. We're going to do another one soon, so stay tuned. Later.